Glad to have you along on Central Illinois Sports. Millard, North Omaha, Nebraska. The Mustangs, Michael Etzelmiller is their head coach. They are 12-3 on the season. They'll take on Father Tolton High School from Columbia, Missouri. The Trailblazers, under head coach Jeremy Osborne, 10-5 on the season. Got to see both of these teams yesterday at the pit at Quincy, Notre Dame, their first appearance at Blue Devil Gymnasium. It'll be a thrill for both of them. And I'm going to tell you right now, on the players to watch when we get to that point, you're going to be impressed with some of the people that are going to be in this game for both sides. And one of them you'll really get to know is Evans Apollon from Father Tolton. We were really impressed with him yesterday. Looking forward to this broadcast. Brian Shoemaker, Jack Hull, Charlie Hull, and John Hull bringing it to you. We take a break on Central Illinois Sports. On the pregame show, Refreshment Services Pepsi helps bring it your way. Back after these.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Did you know that Prairie Land FS doesn't just sell seed? They treat it and box it right here at one of their local facilities, then deliver it to your farm or fields. Growers trust Prairie Land FS to deliver top-performing crop protection products that promise the best performance before, during, and after the growing season. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
Timely application of crop nutrients based on soil test results and the individual yield goals is the focus of the agronomy team at Logan Agriservice, Inc. Logan Ag delivers anhydrous ammonia, dry fertilizer, UAN, liquid starter, and our lineup of Logan Agri-Yield micronutrients direct from us to your field. Striving to get the right fertilizer products at the right place in the right field at the right time, that's Logan Agriservice. For fertilizer and application services, call 1-800-LOGAN-AG or visit us online at loganag.com. Logan Agriservice, serving agriculture since 1962.
When choosing internet and Wi-Fi service to meet your family's education needs, it pays to do your homework. You'll learn that Cascom, with fast, reliable speeds up to 1 gig, powered by whole home adaptive Wi-Fi, is the right choice. School has changed, and so should your internet. Contact Cascom and upgrade to the internet speed and whole home Wi-Fi your family needs.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
I want to welcome you back on the pregame show, and we've got the Blessing Health Systems players to watch in this game. And I'm going to tell you what, seeing Father Tolton yesterday, one of those guys is Evans Apollon, and he is fun to watch. But Charlie and Brian are going to tell you about the players to watch.
Well, first of all, you take a look at a kid like Isaac Porter, and to talk about pressure on you when it comes to the family name, Brian. The Porter boys at Father Tolton have done pretty well for themselves.
No kidding. You go to Thanksgiving dinner, and it's like, oh, how's your day going? Oh, not too bad. We played the Celtics this week. Had a nice game against them. They've got a little bit of a family name in the association if you're familiar with professional basketball. So, of course, the young Porter, nice player, as Jack got to tell you about. We are excited to see him on the court. But, of course, the big 6'9" center. Apollon really is putting on a show here this weekend. We'll be excited to see him along with Elijah Gareth, Neil Moser, and Camden Monet, as we're called. Not Money, Monet.
That's right. He's Money when he's out there on the basketball court, but he is Monet, and they are fun to watch on that side of things for Father Tolton and Millard.
And you talked about Elijah Gareth. Really had a nice game yesterday for Millard North.
He really did. I'll tell you, that was a team that, they kind of fell behind a little bit, and they came storming back, and we had a really nice contest against Bergen Catholic. But Bergen Catholic, you're going to see them later today, and they are going to impress. But Millard North, they were a fun team, and they kept fighting back all the time, and we had quite a contest before it was over between those two. In fact, if I get my right sheet up here, they were defeated in that game 87-83 was the final in that one, and Bergen with the win. But Millard looking for their first win. Father Tolton beat Quincy Notre Dame, just too physical for them, and you're going to see a physical game today and pretty much throughout the rest of the day.
Yeah, it's going to be a little different pace of play than we saw in that first contest, although it's still a pretty darn good basketball game. It's just when you have some bigger schools and some bigger, stronger, faster athletes, things get moving a little bit quicker. And throughout the last 8 in this one, we should have a lot of just tremendous athletes. And I think that's something, Brian, you and I talked about yesterday evening. We hope people appreciate the fact that these young people, while they've been blessed with some God-given talent for sure, the amount of work it takes to rise to the level they've gotten to here in their younger years is pretty impressive.
Well, you think about teams like Link Academy, when we talk to Bill Armstrong, they play a national schedule, Charlie. This is a national tour for a team out of Branson, Missouri. We see them go down to Florida. They're up in New Jersey. They're now here in Quincy, Illinois. They'll be out in California later on in the year. These kids sacrifice a lot to hopefully achieve their dream, which for a lot of these kids that you're going to see here this weekend, you're going to see many Division I players. You're going to see other kids play Division II basketball. You're going to see some of these kids on Tuesdays and Friday nights on TNT and ESPN, and sometime in the near future they're going to be in the NBA. It's an amazing collection of young talent that the people of Quincy have worked very hard to curate here this year.
Big thing is, though, they're just kids, 15 to 17 years old. When you get to talk to them after the game, I got to talk to the young man whose last name was Fish and played in the last game last night, and he comes up very soft-spoken, he was violently tough on the court, but a great kid afterwards. And never forget their kids, but, man, the talent we're getting to see is unbelievable.
Well, we talk about kids like a Prince Oasea for last night that we saw playing on the Modesto Christian, thank you. You know, a 4.0 student, plays piano very well. He's multilingual. I mean, these kids work hard at basketball, but of course some of them obviously have some other skills in life as well, and it's hard enough for us to speak English up here on a broadcast sometimes.
And the fun thing for me is then you see a sophomore kid come in the game in the second half, like our last game last night over at the Pit, and it was a rough game in the first half. This kid comes in, sticks in 14, gets 11 rebounds in the second half, and by the way, he's 15 years old.
I say Mom had to probably bring him to the bus, so that's always interesting to keep in perspective. Let's pause for our final break on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We'll have starting lineups and play-by-play as Millard North and Father Tolton go head-to-head next on Central Illinois Sports.
From our humble beginnings in 1890 to the billion-dollar company we are today, Titan continues to grow as a global leader in the production of agriculture and off-the-road tires and wheels. We're always on the lookout for hard-working people to join our team. Competitive wages, excellent benefits, growth potential. Move forward with Titan. Titan moves the world. Visit TitanQuincyJobs.com.
Winter weather in the Tri-States can be difficult to predict. At KHQA, we have a dedicated, experienced, elite weather team that knows what to look for and how you should prepare no matter what comes your way. KHQA, working for you.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. They support us as we turn life's goals into accomplishments. Goals like opening a small business, buying a home, planting a crop, having a new baby. From your first car to life after retirement, Central State Bank is there for all of your life's milestones. CSB is central to your banking needs. Visit us in Clayton, Kinderhook, Pittsfield, Pleasant Hill, and Quincy, or at csb123.com.
Starting lineup brought to you by Central State Bank in our area, one of the leaders in finances. Millard, North Omaha, Nebraska, the Mustangs. Michael Miller is their head coach. A list of assistants about as big as the football team I played on in high school, so we'll move to the starters. At one guard is the 6'2 senior, Skyland Williams. At another guard, a guy that really impressed me yesterday. He's 6'3 and the junior, Elijah Gath. Neil Mosser was a good player for them yesterday, the 6'2 junior guard. Camden Monet really ran the court quite well. He's just a junior, stand 6'2", and the 6'4 sophomore in Derek Rollins. Rollins, Monet, Mosser, Gath, and the other starter is Williams for the squad from Millard, North Omaha. Father Tolton High School, Columbia, Missouri, the Trailblazers, head coach Jeremy Osborne. They're 10-5 on the season. They got the win yesterday at the pit against Quincy, Notre Dame. At one guard is a 5'10 senior, James Lee. Another guard is 6-foot sophomore in Xavier Wilson. In the middle, the big man, the 6'9 senior, Evans Apollon. And then the 6'6 junior in Will Fretwell, who can shoot the three outside, and Isaac Porter makes it all happen. He's 6'6 and a senior for Isaac Porter. 6'6", 6'6", 6'9", and Porter, Fretwell, Apollon, along with Wilson and Lee, are the starters for Father Tolton. Just about ready for action here. We can step aside for we're just going to keep it right here and be ready to go.
Looks like John Shepard, Doug Elledge, and Dwayne Kerfman suited up here in the stripes today. We appreciate all our officials, Jack, because we need officials here in Illinois to make events like this happen. We're tight enough as it is on the officiating crews.
John Shepard played Legion baseball for me when I coached him back over in the middle of Illinois a few years ago. And he was about that size but could run the ball down in center field quite well. And you always like to see these guys. Of course, Doug Elledge, a longtime coach in the area, an official in the area. These are three guys that will do a really nice job. And as long as Apollon doesn't run over one of them, we'll be okay.
That's a big cat. Chaminade and Curie coming up next. Curie was in
how boring is that?
Curie was in an exciting basketball game last night, Charlie, that we got to cover here. They went to overtime in the opener of this shootout here on day one.
Yeah, we saw 2 overtime games, a pretty competitive contest down the stretch from Link and Wasatch Academy. We've been pretty fortunate to see a lot of good games so far.
Fretwell walks in against Rawlings, both of them wearing the number 23. We'll have the jump ball. We're ready for action here. And Millard North will be the visiting team. Jump ball controlled by Millard. And it'll be their basketball out front. Gath with it. He'll work on the right-hand side. All the way to the bucket. Up, over. Can't get it to fall. Rebound comes away the other way. And here comes the Father Tolton guys. Down low, little runner. Up, won't fall for Lee. Rebound the other way. Gath got it. Finds an open man on the left-hand side. And Williams turns down the shot. Back to Gath. Williams behind the arc for the three. Up and good. Sit back and enjoy it. It'll be fast and furious in this one. You won't see the tempo of the last one at all. Wilson, Xavier Wilson, front court, Fretwell. Gets it off in the side to Porter. Porter bounces down low. That's to Wilson. Gets it to the big man. Wants to create down low. He's a lefty. One dribble, loses the ball, knocked away. Turnover against Father Tolton. They're first. Gath the other way. Tricky shot to the basket. Doesn't make the shot. Back out top of the key for the tray. In and out by Rollins. And we go, or I should say, by Fretwell, and we're going the other way. Father Tolton with the basketball. Working down, Fretwell. Back out top of the key. That's Wilson with it. We'll get it underway. They're both wearing different uniforms than yesterday. Porter, elbow up, good. It's a 3-2 lead for Millard at the 6:40 mark on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Trucks 217-922-0044. Left-hand side now. Working back out top of the key, Millard trying to get it down low. They don't have the size advantage, but they will do what they can do. Monet hands the ball off to Gath. He's a good guard, and the guard play on both of these teams is strong. Gath trying to use his size, tries to throw it down low. Apollon takes it away, and Evans Apollon with the steal, the turnover. Down in the corner, Lee gets it to the big man. Wants to post up a bit, a long step, can't get the shot to fall. Nice job on the other side by Rollins, and he'll come away at the rebound. Gath, left-hand side three. Bossert rings it in for a three. And Millard is up by a 6-2 count against Father Tolton.
First 3 points of the game for Neil Mosser today.
Wilson will walk it across the timeline. A left-handed guard who can play both ways. Got in a little foul trouble yesterday and had to work out of that. Fretwell back out to Apollon. Looking down low, looking for some help. Fretwell works it on the right-hand side. Back out top of the key, James, free throw line, shot up and good. He answers with a 6-4 ball game at the 5:25 mark of the first quarter of play. Millard with the lead against Father Tolton, and Millard on the attack. Millard, they are the Mustangs. Working corner, three, in and again. That's Mosser, finds one from both sides, and a 9-4 lead for Millard here against Father Tolton.
Mosser with 6 of the 9 points here in the early going.
He hit some threes yesterday. Fretwell's a guy that hit a few threes yesterday, too. Can't get loose on the outside. Finds Wilson. Free throw line, spot up there. In and out, no good. Rebound the other way by Rollins. He's grabbed a couple already. Make it 3. Gaff, Rollins. 3 outside, partially blocked by Apollon. And the rebound comes off to Wilson. Leaves it off to Lee. He'll spot up for a 3 on the other side and finds the mark from 19-9. 4:35 in the quarter, 9-7, 5 points on the day for Lee. 4:30 left first quarter, 9-7 is the score. Millard with the lead. Now Gath with a little runner up. Apollon with a flat-footed rebound. He'll get it off to the point guard, and Lee finds Fretwell going to the basket. Little post move up on the little circle, and it's good. Make it 9-9, first tie of the ball game. 2 points for Fretwell, and a little pressure in the backcourt by Father Tolton. Mosser, who's hit a couple of threes, gives it back to Gath. He and Mosser play the guard play, trying to find the man in the corner. Open for a 3 out there and rims it in. That shot by Monet. He was money from outside, his first 3. Millard answers the other way, maintains the lead. They are up 12-9, first quarter action, 3:45 left in the quarter. They can turn the shot clock off, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. And Apollon says, I can do it my way too. And he makes it 2 with the left hand, his first 2, 12-11. Millard on the attack. Here comes Rollins, hands it off on their left-hand side to Monet. Gath, swing pass back corner, that's Gath. Misses his shot. Rollins offensive board, put back up and good. It's 14-11. Millard with the lead. 3:15 left first quarter.
Rollins with 2 points, 4 rebounds already here in the first quarter.
Fretwell, top of the key, finds Porter on the left side. Looks for the big man down low. Can't find anything there. He gets it back out to Wilson. Rolls it around to Lee. Tries a little quick move down low. Little scoop shot up. Won't fall. Rollins with another board. 4. Make it 5 for him possibly. Down low, turning it over is Millard. Here come the Father Tolton guys on the other side. Wilson can't get it to fall. Millard heads the other way. It's Skyland Williams with the basketball top of the key, wearing the number 5 on his back. 2:35 left first quarter, 14-11. Three-pointer out front, won't fall. Rebound Rollins, he's got 6 of them already. Now Gath tries the tray. It won't fall. Flat-footed rebound by Xavier Wilson. He'll set it up on the front guard play. Trailing by 3 is Father Tolton. Father Tolton's Trailblazers leaving it off to Fretwell. Now to Porter on the wing. Back out Fretwell. Just can't get the feet set for that 3 yet. Now back out to Wilson, who works against the guard play. Strong to the bucket, tucks the ball. Foul on the floor. It'll be Tolton basketball under the basket.
It'll be Camden Monet's first foul, first of the half here against Millard North. We've got a whole slew of substitutions coming in here for Millard North. Paxton Pietkowski, I hope we're saying that correctly, Jack. Pietkowski, number 10, Jacob Martin, and number...
Shot up from the corner, won't fall. Offensive rebound comes the way of Wilson. Wilson tries to work against the defensive play of Jacob Martin. Back out top of the key, that's Lee. On the right side, they get it down low, Fretwell, and held on the play by one of the players from Millard.
Pietkowski is going to get charged for the foul, his first, team second against the first half. Luke Davis was the third man that checked in for Millard during the last break, wearing number 2.
Pietkowski is the man that picked up the foul. Porter's got it on the wing to Father Tolton's Fretwell. Little spin move, ball knocked away, he recovers, gets it in the corner. That's to Lee. Lee tries to go down on the sideline, loses it off his ankle out of bounds. Turnover, the second against Father Tolton's Trailblazers. Millard with the 14-11 lead, 1:37 left in the first quarter of play on Central Illinois Sports. We are so glad you've joined us today for the full day of basketball action. On the left-hand side, Mosser bounces down low. Rollins making space, finds the area, can't get it to fall. Rebound comes off to Davis. Now down low on the runner, scoop shot won't fall. That was by Martin. And on the other side, Fretwell comes away with the rebound. Apollon on the bench for a little while with a rest. Lee to Wilson, top of the key, finds Pigington, who had a good game yesterday. Fretwell gets the ball working against Rollins, now works it on the side to Pinkington, who can shoot from all areas of the court. Back out top of the key. Wilson will back it back out. Works inside, bounces down low. Pickington zigged, the pass zagged, and that's a turnover, the third of the game. Now here's when it gets fun. Donnie Tolson into the game for Father Tolton. And yesterday I might have said Tolson and Tolton a few times the opposite way. It always makes it a little bit more interesting. Luke Davis brings it across the timeline. He'll hand it off. That's to the man in Bennett who joined our lineup late. Little spin move, turnaround move by Martin is up and good, and he's got 2. Scoring ground's over, 16-11. Millard with the lead with 30 seconds left in the quarter. Yep, quarter of play. Porter, top of the key, finds Wilson. Wilson on the dribble. Porter sets up, drives strong to the basket. Without a Paulin in the game, you see Porter become a lot more aggressive.
Jacob Martin will get whistled for the foul, his first personal. Should be third of the half, I believe, here against Millard. As now you're going to see Apollon check back into the ball game. He'll sit down James Lee.
Apollon a couple times yesterday wore some goggles for a while, and then he disappeared with them. But you know it was easy to find him either way. He's got those bright shoes. That's part of it. Porter's got one of each. I bet he's got another pair at home look just like him. Down in the corner, Lee. Corner, three-pointer. Tolson, up, won't fall. Offensive rebound, put back up by Pickington, and he finds the mark. 16-13, 10 seconds left in the quarter. Front court quickly. Comes Millard. They've got to do something with it. It's Mosser with it with 3-2, puts up a 30-footer and drains it at the buzzer. It's a 19-13 Millard lead against Tolton. We'll take the break. Back with second quarter play-by-play after this.
Well, my baby does gives me special love. It's the kind of stuff.
Honey, it's your turn.
I'm on cloud 9.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone.
Another virus was blocked? Are you doing an online quiz?
This one's going to tell me my IQ.
All these quizzes are for us to get your passwords for everything. How do you not know that? How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am? All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for Cars and Strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
A bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
Welcome back to Central Illinois Sports. Millard North leads Father Tolton 19-13. Millard North shooting 7 of 16 in the first quarter, 5 of 10 behind the three-point line. For the Trailblazers of Father Tolton, 6 of 13 in the first quarter, 1 of 4 from long range as Jack Hall gets you ready for second quarter action as it'll be Father Tolton basketball.
Father Tolton will have the basketball, the Trailblazers. And we see Pickington staying in the game right now. Apollon on the court with Williams and Lee and Porter. Porter runs down an errant pass. He'll work with the left hand, get it back out top of the key. James Lee cut off on the good defensive play. Corner Porter, back out Lee. He'll break it back out, try to reset the offense. Shot clock down to 12. Works right side, little runner up, can't get it to fall. Defensive rebound comes away of Camden Monet. He'll hand it off to Luke Davis. Davis across the timeline, working against the man-to-man, of course. Into the double team. Has a little trouble as he tries to get it to Monet, and it's tipped out of bounds by the quick hands of James Lee.
We'll take another look at that replay on the Northwestern Mutual 3-ball. He shot that one all the way from the Blue Devil at half court, up and good. And big-time splash down to end the quarter for Mosser, and now he gets substituted out here with 7:23 left in the second.
Ball comes down to Patowski. Patowski works left side. Now decides to throw up a three. It's no good. Rebound Wilson the other way. Father Tolton's guard finds the defensive board. Brings it down low. Tries to get it to Apollon. Strong to the bucket. Can't get that one to fall. Good defense by Patowski. And the rebound comes off to Gaff. Gaff corner. Swing it back out. Davis to Gaff. Gaff kind of is the fuel that makes everything run here. Patowski on the left-hand side. Spin move. Long extra step. Apollon holds his ground, gets the block. Rebound Porter the other way. Here comes Lee. Finds Apollon. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it's bounced off the foot of Pickington. And we'll see what the referees have to say. John Shepard said, thanks for the help. You're right. Let's go that way. What do you say? Fourth turnover on Father Tolton. Sitting down is Patowski, who really gave him some good minutes. Rollins back in the game, who's got at least 6 or 7 boards already. Williams, right side. He'll work it back out, top of the key to Rollins. Hands it off to the guard. Williams wants the three, puts it up, and it's good. And they're raining down from all over from 19-9. It's 6:25 and a quarter, 22-9, 13, 9-point lead's what I'm trying to say. And that's the biggest of the game for Millard. Apollon trying to answer the other way, looking around, a little bit of trouble. Rollins tries to guard him, but Apollon does what Apollon does. He's got 4, timeout of the court. 6:11 left in the half, 22-15. Millard over Father Tolton.
Experience luxury the Lincoln way. At Gem City Lincoln, find comfort and style in every detail. Sculpted elegant exteriors and whisper quiet interiors, all artfully crafted for your peace of mind. Quality craftsmanship offers uncompromised power, performance, and the smoothest ride. The list of Lincoln features you'll love is long. Come experience pure American luxury today, only at Gem City Lincoln.
6:11 on the clock. Second quarter action. 22 for Millard, 15 for Father Tolton. The timeout went the way of Father Tolton. Their coach really works hard in Jeremy Osborne. He's out there really doing some great things. Gaff in the back or front court to Davis. Now Gaff gets it back, throws it in the corner. Back out Monet to Gaff, down low. Davis, very active out on the offensive side, finds Rollins. Apollon with the block, his second block of the day. Coast to coast the other way. Shot up off the backboard and good. That's by Wilson. His first 2, and the game's getting closer.
Wilson's got 2 points, Jack, but he's already racked up 6 rebounds. One of the shortest guys on the court's leading the game in rebounding.
22-17. Millard maintains that lead. 5:30 left, second quarter, my mistake. Davis says, let's back it out and restart things. Now the Mosser corner, Davis, 3, in and out, no good. Gath flies down to get the offensive board. Back out, Mosser. Their guards will all shoot the 3. 4 of the 5 guys not afraid of it, neither is Rollins. Now 3 out front. That's by Mosser. He moved in a little bit to make that one. He's got 12. My goodness, 5:07 in the quarter. 25-17, 8-point lead. Biggest is 9.
Well, he's got 12. We counted that one shot as 6 points, Jack. The one was back at half court.
Wilson finds Apollon, who wants to post up, leaves it back out. Porter for the tray, and the answer, it's good. 4:50 left in the half. 25-20. Give him 5 for Porter. Isaac Porter making some noise. Front court, that's Monet. Swing it around. Mosser, another 3. Missed the mark. Apollon with another rebound. He'll get a block or a rebound every trip if his guard doesn't have to do it for him. That's Wilson maintaining the dribble. He's been the heavy man on the defensive boards. Tries to get everybody back where they're supposed to be in Pigington. Finds him in the corner. Trying to get it out to Apollon. Can't find that opening. Now Lee. He goes strong to the basket, runs over a man. Offensive foul on James Lee. Turnover also at the 4:13 mark.
We're going to check things out here in just a minute as James Lee gets picked up. You'll see it on the Northwestern Mutual cam. He just goes flying in there on the play, and I believe that was Williams taking the charge for
Davis.
Millard North. Davis, excuse me. Thank you very much.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. Guess again, Jack. I don't know why I corrected you, Brian. You were all over it.
Just the first foul of the game here against Father Tolton with 4:05 left to go here in the second.
Mosser right side kind of close to the basket, and he said, I'm going to get fouled on the play. I'll just go back behind the 3 if you want me to shoot free throws from there.
It'll be Pingington picking up the foul, his first, team second. It'll be Millard North basketball underneath their own hoop.
4:02 left in the half. They're up 25-20, swinging the ball around, always looking for an opening behind the arc. Williams with it. I think I might have miscalled him Davis a couple of times, and I apologize to Skyland Williams if I did. Across the middle, Gath pulls up, shot won't fall, long roller, rebound, guess who? Xavier Wilson on another board. Now to Lee. Wilson gets it on the right side, looking down low, Noah Pollan in the middle. Fretwell will try to post up. Free throw line, leaves it back to his guard, Xavier Wilson. Elbow, shot, up, no good. Offensive rebound. Now out at the top of the key by Fretwell. Porter works strong to the bucket. Teardrop won't fall. Had his own rebound for just a minute, but couldn't recover it. And the ball goes up out of bounds to Millard. Into the game, Patowski. Sitting down is Camden Monet. And another substitution. As we see Jacob Martin into the game, he'll sit Williams down. Here we go the other way. With the basketball is Neil Mosser. Mosser out to Gath. Gath's one of those sleeper players. Only one of those guys at 6'3" at a guard can play a lot of places. Little turnaround shot will not fall. Rebound fought for. Both players going down on the floor after it. Jump ball on the possession arrow. It will go the way of Millard. Into the game now, Amari Rahman, and he's a 5'9" sophomore.
Nice entry pass there from the corner into the post. Millard not just able to convert on that play, though, but they'll get a second try here with 2:51 left in the first half.
5-point lead for Millard. They've led by as much as 9. Back and back out. On a little move down low. Martin couldn't get it to fall. Fretwell with the rebound. Quickly comes Wilson the other way. He'll hand off to teammate James Lee. Lee had a big game yesterday and really came through for his team in the second half with some nice shots outside when it got rough. Down low, Williams fakes. Little tear up on the left hand. Nice move, Wilson. 2 points for him. It's a 3-point game. It's his fourth point. 2:15 left in the half. Millard with a 25-22 lead. They're on the attack on the left-hand side. Mosser leaves it off to his teammate Martin. Tries a nice little nifty pass down low. Man doesn't go to the basket. Gets it back out to Mosser. He'll run it all the way up off the board and good.
14 points on the morning for Neil Mosser.
He had something good for breakfast this morning. 1:53 left in the half. Up, shot will not fall. Under pressure was Wilson. Now having trouble getting it out, and a timeout by the Millard coach. He saves the day. 1:45 left in the half. 27-22. Millard over Father Tolton. We're back after this.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Millard with the lead, 27-22, as they got the last bucket and brought that lead back out to 5 over Father Tolton of Columbia, Missouri, the Trailblazers.
Jack, you see a different Trailblazers lineup on the floor here without Evans Apollon. It's just a much different lineup, a much different way that they attack the basket without the big guy on the floor.
Well, they had to play without him for a while yesterday as he picked up 3 fouls and set for a while. And he came back in and really was a difference maker in the second half after he got a little breather, a blow on the bench. Inbounding the ball for the Millard squad is Mosser. Gets it front court to Martin, who spins out of it, leaves a little nifty behind the back pass to Rahman. Rahman did not get to see him play much yesterday. Amari in now, makes a nice entry pass down low. Shot up as the foul goes the way of Pigington the other way on the attempt by Martin. He couldn't make the bucket, but he'll get charity shot.
It'll be Pingington's second foul. Should be the third, I believe, of the half here. Thank you very much, Charlie, as we've got Jacob Martin going to the free throw line. 2 points here in the morning for Jacob Martin. First free throw is up and good.
Refreshment Services Pepsi invites you to find an ice cold Pepsi product. How about some Gatorade and more? All from Refreshment Services Pepsi, located here in Quincy and throughout the Midwest.
Apollon checks back into the ball game for Father Tolton as Martin will line up for his second free throw. Up and in through the net. Good. Give him 3 points.
29-22. Millard with the lead. 1:20 left in the half. And Father Tolton on the attack. Having to play against a bigger lineup. What a behind-the-back play by Lee. Now he's in a little trouble. Finds Fretwell corner. Thinks about the 3. Back out top of the key to Lee. Lee wants the big man on the other side as they'll try to go short corner and get the ball to him. Now down to Apollon. Tries a little spin move with the left hand. Up nifty move again for the big 6'9" man. He's got another 2. Give him 6 on the day. Those 2 hands, I always like this one. Other way, Bosser, 3, good.
He's hot, 17 in the first half.
17 for him. You could cook your pizza on him right now, 32-24. An 8-point lead. Trying to work down low. Williams couldn't find an opportunity. Back out Lee. Thinks about the 3. Turns it down there. Now works inside. Little outside move to Porter. Lee goes flying. Porter gets it back from Paulin. Step back 3 from there is good. Nice job by Isaac Porter to answer the other way. 32-27. 18 seconds left. They called it a 2. They only put 2 up on the board that time, so we'll try to find it out. Other way, 3-pointer won't fall with 8 seconds left. Ball goes out of bounds. There'll be 6.7 seconds left. And I was sure Porter got a 3 on that. Now let's find out.
They're going to take a look at it.
Yep, they're going to ask about it, and I was pretty sure that he got the 3.
We'll see what they do here on the scoreboard.
Looks like they're going to leave it alone. 32-26, 6.7 seconds left. Length of the court to go for Father Tolton. Wilson will run it into the front court, and the man is grabbed on the play as they're a long way from the bonus situation. And Williams, that's a really smart move if you've got plenty of players on the court to not let him have that easy run.
First against Williams, 4th of the half here against Millard.
Inbounding the ball will be James Lee with 3.8 seconds left. Gets it to Wilson, front court, pull up 3 from there. It'll be way short, and we've reached halftime. The Little Jess Motors halftime show. Millard with a 32-26 lead over Father Tolton on Central Illinois Sports. Game 2 of 9 coming your way today. Stay tuned on the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Quincy, Illinois halftime show, and we're back with more after this.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Once or twice a year, I might get the cold or a flu, and my wife calls it the man flu. So you know what that is.
Yeah. What do I love about our team? We have a good chemistry. We all work together.
I mean, come on. I've got the best job in the world. Sometimes they say, oh, I like to do handstands.
Yeah, I taught Brian how to do the handstand. That's all right.
And every day, I mean, it's a fun day.
Yeah, it definitely makes me proud to be here.
You may kiss the bride.
We were a small part of your big day. We were couchside with you for the big game.
Hey, everybody, look at me! I'm Superman!
Why does that cape look like my bed sheet?
And yeah, we might take partial blame for that day.
Getting ready for the big game? Stop it to the liquor booth on Broadway or 12th and Locust. We have the biggest walk-in cooler in town. Visit liquorboothquincy.com.
Welcome back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. It is a 32-26 lead for Millard North on top of Father Tolton. And Brian Shoemaker courtside. He'll be talking with Muddy River Sports editor Matt Schuckman. Brian?
Matt Schuckman from Muddy River Sports joining us here. Matt just said he's going to spot Missouri 12 points against Alabama today, so we'll see how that pans out for his Tigers. Matt, we've seen a nice shooting performance from Millard North here. They're shooting about 50% from behind the arc, but obviously it's the offensive execution that's getting them a lot of open shots.
It really is. They move the ball very well. Neil Moser's got some great looks and knocked some shots down, but it's because he's catching it in rhythm. He's catching it where he needs to catch it, and that's because guys are being very unselfish.
On the opposite side for Father Tolton, we see two very different offensive lineups here with Apollon in and out of the lineup. How does his big frame and his big size and, of course, his ability, he's got some nice footwork, he's got some soft hands. What does he do to change that offense for Father Tolton?
Well, you're able to throw the ball inside with him in there, and it should open up your shooters because Millard North's going to have to collapse on him when he gets the ball inside, and we've seen that a few times where they've doubled down on him, and they've got to be physical with him. He's a physical presence. If he can catch the ball cleanly and be a physical presence, it's going to open up shooters on the wings.
It's been a nice up-paced ball game here. Is our second of 9 games today. We've got Chicago Curie coming up here in the next one. You know it's going to be another fast-paced ball game coming up after this. It's a heck of a start to the morning, isn't it?
Oh, it's been a great start to the morning. Good crowd for a 9 a.m. start with that first game with Southeastern beating Ellsbury. You got to love the atmosphere this creates. And I know in talking to the coaches and players, everybody, even for a 9 a.m. game, they were excited to be in this atmosphere. And I think it's only going to grow as the day goes on.
Brian Shoemaker joined alongside with Matt Schuckman from Muddy River Sports with complete coverage here of the Quincy Shootout. We'll toss it back to Jack and Charlie for a 2-minute break. When we come back, halftime stats and more here on the Little Jess Halftime Show.
Come into and dine out at the Abbey Restaurant in Quincy and feel right at home. Great food, large portions, and fantastic pricing. The Abbey is known for their ribs and steaks, served in a tavern atmosphere with flat screen TVs and a full bar, and is the perfect place for date night, a special occasion, or to eat out with the entire family, and now has a drive-up window for convenient takeout. The Abbey, located at 18th and Spring, Quincy.
When you need care, you need it now. QMG Now and QMG Ortho Now at Quincy Medical Group provide convenient, fast, high-quality, low-cost care for injury, illness, and everything in between. So the next time you're not feeling well or suffer an injury, you know where to go. QMG Now and QMG Ortho Now. We're here for you the moment you need us.
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone.
Another virus was blocked? Are you doing an online quiz?
This one's going to tell me my IQ.
All these quizzes are for is to get your passwords for everything. How do you not know that? How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am? All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for cars and strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
A bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
Welcome back here on the Little Jess Halftime Show. 5 minutes left in the intermission as Millard North leads Father Tolton 32-26 in our second game of the day. Let's break down some shooting stats for you at halftime. For Millard North, 11 of 30 from the floor, 8 of 17 from behind the arc, just about 50%, and that's been the real difference here in the ballgame so far for the Mustangs. Scoring breakdown looks like this. Skyland Williams with 6 points in the first half. Jacob Martin chips in with 4. Neil Mossers had the hot hand. He's got 17 points on the day. Camden Monet with 3 points. And Derek Rollins with 2 to round out the 32 points for Millard North. On the flip side for the Father Tolton Trailblazers, 12 of 25 from the field, 3 of 7 from behind the arc. James Lee with 5 points here in the early going for Father Tolton. Xavier Wilson, 4 points. But the big number here for that guard is 7 rebounds for number 2. Blake Pingington chips in with 2 points. Evans Apollon with 6. Will Fretwell with 2. Isaac Porter with 7. And that rounds out the scoring here for Father Tolton. It's 32-26 here on the Little Jess Halftime Show, Charlie. And it's been a really fun first half here.
Well, it has. You know, sometimes this time of the day you can see the shooting not be extremely sharp. But, man, especially for Millard North from that three-point perimeter, man, they've been hot today. And Mosser, one of those guys that really can show that he's got a nice stroke. And he's just a junior and a young man that really trying to turn some heads here.
Nice showing here for Millard North in the first half. You flip it back over to the Father Tolton side. You can see they're obviously a very interior-based offense, of course, with Apollon on the floor. But Jack's told you he's been set for extended minutes here today, and, of course, was on the bench with foul trouble last night for the Trailblazers. So you're seeing some guys have to step up here this afternoon. You're seeing Xavier Wilson have a nice day, of course, on both ends of the floor. And we've seen some nice moves from Porter and Pingington as well.
Very competitive basketball game, and I think that's something we need to point out once again, that when you're putting an event like this together, you really have to do your homework to know what kind of matchups you're going to have. That's why the games have been so competitive to this point. It wouldn't make sense to put, you know, Link Academy against, and nothing against these two squads because they're extremely good teams. It wouldn't make sense to put Link Academy against these two teams. You could see that game get out of hand very quickly, but that's what you want to see when you come to events like this, competitive basketball that keeps people in the bleachers throughout the day.
And it's going to be a build of a crescendo through the day. If you look at the complete schedule through the rest of the day, everything kind of feels like it gets just a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And, of course, things are really going to pick up here in the mid-afternoon when Link Academy gets on the court at 3 o'clock, I believe. And, of course, even the 1:30 game is quite a spectacle.
when you think about shootouts when they first started many years ago when you guys weren't around, they were competitive. We'd see East St. Louis come up and play Jacksonville in the bowl, and it'd be a great game. Then shootouts just kind of became, we'll play 8 games, whoever goes against anybody, and that really lost a lot of the flair for the shootouts, and this really adds the anticipation back.
Well, and here's how you know this shootout has risen to another level. John said he was talking with some of the guys from Chaminade yesterday, and their coach said, hey, tell us about this gym. They were playing at Q&D. He goes, is this like a secondary gym for Quincy High? And he goes, well, no, this is Quincy Notre Dame's high school gym. That's the parochial school here in town. He goes, oh, okay, we've never played here. You know why? Chaminade's been in this shootout. They've always been one of the top teams. And not that Chaminade's not a tremendous program with a lot of respect regionally, but when you start talking about those kind of programs that get put in the quote-unquote secondary gym, Brian, you're talking about a pretty good event.
Well, you've really got to give Eric Stratman and the rest of the committee here who puts this event on a ton of credit. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of text messages. It's a lot of emails that really it's a year-round job, and it's got to be a lot of frustration because a lot of these teams, Charlie, get a lot of attention to attend shootouts and events across the country, and to get them to be enticed to come here has got to be something that's really nice.
Got to say, when you come, make sure you get one of the programs, too. What a well-done program. And we hope you'll come out and watch some games and watch us also on Central Illinois Sports.
Can I tell you that program reminds me of? It reminds me of the programs they used to give out at the Illinois State basketball tournaments that they no longer make anymore. You can do it on your phone, or they can make you one if you want to pay, $23.99 or something.
Maybe $47 or something.
This thing's pretty nice, and it's a really top-level event here at the 2023 Quincy Shootout. A lot of sponsors and a lot of people working to make this possible, and we're trying to get clarification still on that 3, what we thought was a 3 by Porter. In fact, Brian, I think we still have it queued up here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Kind of hard to tell when you have the official there, but nobody signaled 3 right away for sure in that one.
We didn't see anyone signal a 3 at all, so I guess we'll ride with it as a 2, and we'll see what the scoreboard looks like on the big video board here as we get set to go for third quarter action.
Doug Elledge was close to it, and he seemed to think that's the way it was. Apollon and Porter out there with Fretwell. We also see James Lee and Xavier Wilson, and they fixed it. It's 32-27, so it was a tray. I told you it was a trade the whole time, right?
Well, we'll adjust that in our book, so we'll give Porter 8 points, and it's going to be Millard North basketball to begin the third quarter.
Gath and Moss are out there at the guard play with Williams. We also see Rollins, and the 5th man, of course, is Monet. Working down low. Rollins trying to work against the big man. It doesn't work out. Fretwell gets the rebound, but Apollon got the deferral. On the other side, we see Wilson with it. Fretwell rolls it around now to Lee. Bounces to the big man at the top of the key as he looks Rollins straight in the eye and goes strong to the basket. Can't get it to fall as Rollins returned to favor. And we've got a foul the other way. And it looks like Apollon's going to pick up the frustration foul.
Apollon's going to get up his first personal foul, first of the half here against Father Tolton as he came barreling in trying to get the rebound and didn't have position. It'll be Millard North basketball. They've got the length of the court to go, and they're facing some man-to-man pressure.
Gath with the basketball. He can take care of it, working against the very good guard play on the other side of Wilson. I'm impressed with Rollins. He hadn't backed down against the big guys at all. Backdoor, fake, shot, won't fall. Fouled on the play is Neil Mosser, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot some free throws.
Mosser with a really nice backdoor cut there. He's going to get the foul called against, I believe that's going to be Pingington. Nope. Correction there. We'll figure out who it was. It's somebody with their first foul. That's Fretwell. So the first foul against Fretwell, second of the half against Father Tolton. First free throw is good for Neil Mosser. Give him 18.
7:16 left, just underway. Third quarter action.
Second one up and good, and almost to 20, Jack.
34-27, 7-point lead. Let's see how Father Tolton reacts the other way. Xavier Wilson maintains the dribble, works against the good defensive play of Williams. Fretwell down to the big man, fakes once, and then stuffs the ball, just like I used to do when I was a kid. Ha-ha.
Jack, those were 6-foot rims.
No, I couldn't.
And it was still a struggle.
Apollon just put it away like it was nobody's business. Pretty impressive for the big young man. Down low, back out, top of the key. Rollins tries to move, can't find anything. Back out to Williams. Rotates around to Rollins, who's very active all over the court on the offensive side. Fake, Monet turns down the opportunity as he sees too many people in front of him. Now three, corner. It won't fall. Apollon gets a rebound the other way. And we find out that Monet can miss when he shoots once in a while. Here comes Porter. Hands off to Wilson. To Apollon, top of the key. That's where he started a moment ago. Hands off to the Garden Lee. Free throw line up and good. 34-29, or 34-31, I should say, in a 4-0 run. 6:05 left third quarter. Backing out with the ball is Williams. Tries the shot. It won't fall. Fretwell rebounds. Gets it in the front court to Wilson. Coast to coast. Fake off the window. Won't fall. And the tip play after Wilson's missed shot. He's going to pick up the infraction on the foul.
It'll be Wilson's first fouls. We chew up that Northwestern Mutual replays. You see Apollon getting the separation on the defender. Nowhere to stop him, and the big man goes in with the two-handed flush.
Let's go the other way, they say, for Millard. Gath, hands off. Mosser, Rollins on the elbow, gives it back up to Gath. Gath strong to the bucket to Rollins. He lets it fly off the fingertips, and it falls from 4 foot out. He's got 4 points. Answer the other way, 36-31, Millard with the lead. 5:25 left third quarter on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Apollon fakes left, right, likes the left hand, won't fall. Tip back up by Wilson. It won't fall. Rebound Rollins, and he's got quite a few. And then a tie-up on the play as Lee sees the way to grab the ball, and that'll be a turnover against Millard and Father Tolton basketball. 5:14 left here in the quarter at Blue Devil Gymnasium. If you've never seen the opening act for Quincy High School, get out here tonight as they'll take on Staley, and Staley's going to be a handful. Trust me on that one. They are the most physical team I saw all day yesterday at the pit. Porter, down, elbow, shot up, it's off. Rollins rebounds. He's got to have 8 or so, I would think.
Cue him up for 10, or 9, Jack.
On the other side, Millard throws it away. Fretwell tries to leave it to his guard, comes off his back. He maintains, somehow gets down. Scoop shot won't fall. Apollon tries to get the board. Wilson and him knocked it out of bounds, and Wilson on the floor, and the big men will pick him up and dust him off and put him back on the court. Rollins out, Patowski into the game for Millard the other way. I don't think Rollins likes coming out of the game. He kind of looks like an old starting pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals. He'd go out and try to take him out, and he's mad about it all the time.
One more pitch all the time.
That's right. Patowski, top of the key. That 6'6" senior can dribble the basketball. To Gath, who's just a swell guard down low. Leaves it corner. Back out. Long run. Patowski says, I can answer the other way. And we'll show you that one again in just a moment on the replay from Northwestern Mutual. Left-hand side, Porter. Ball taken away by Father Tolton. Down low. Gath, good catch. Recovers, puts it up and good.
2 points for Gath today.
40-31, 9-point lead. Just when it looked like it was safe to go into the water, Millard runs away again. 3:50 left third quarter. Down low, Apollon. And they're going to call a blocking foul on Millard that time as the man kind of pushed off with the chest.
Pikowski's going to pick up the foul. It'll be his second personal, team first of the half here for Millard North.
Pigington into the game. They'll sit James Lee down for just a little while. Pigington, a 6'5" sophomore, and when you put him in a guard, it changes the complexion of your offense. Out to Apollon. You toss it to him, he's going to catch it. No doubt about it. Now Wilson works left side. Pulls up from 17, in and out, no good. Rebound comes off the other way to Millard, and that'll go to Mosser. To Gath. He'll work top of the key on the pick by Patowski. Patowski thinks about the three, fakes, corner, three, Monet, in and out, falls through again, and Monet puts up the three, just so everybody knows.
6 points on the day for Camden Monet, and we've got a timeout called here by Father Tolton. Full timeout coming on the way.
Timeout on the court, 3:19 left in the third, 43-31 Tolton.
From our humble beginnings in 1890 to the billion-dollar company we are today, Titan continues to grow as a global leader in the production of agriculture and off-the-road tires and wheels. We're always on the lookout for hard-working people to join our team. Competitive wages, excellent benefits, growth potential. Move forward with Titan. Titan moves the world. Visit TitanQuincyJobs.com.
Once or twice a year, I might get the cold or a flu, and my wife calls it the man flu. So you know what that is.
What do I love about our team? We have a good chemistry. We all work together.
I mean, come on. I've got the best job in the world. Sometimes they say, oh, I like to do handstands.
Yeah, I taught Brian how to do the handstand. That's all right.
And every day, I mean, it's a fun day.
Yeah, it definitely makes me proud to be here.
43-31, 12-point lead. I think it's the biggest bulge of the day for Millard over Father Tolton. And Father Tolton called the timeout, needs the answer. Wilson across the timeline. Porter trying to make some space. He gets it way out front. Out to Apollon. Tries to throw it right side. Pigington had it go off of his hands, and it'll be a turnover against Father Tolton.
They're sixth.
And that's a costly one. When you just fall down by 12, that biggest lead, you got to answer there and try to get back into the game. On the other side, Mosser playing the point now. Gath on the bench for a little while, so Mosser plays a different role. Now top of the key, Davis, hands off, down low, strong run. Martin couldn't get it to fall. Pigington with the rebound the other way. Hands off to Wilson. Quickly into the front court. Pigington on the left side with contact. Back to Wilson. Looks down low for the big man in Apollon. Left-hand pass, Porter. Stutter step, left side, rolls the ball around. That's to Wilson. Gets it to the big man at the free throw line. He's got Patowski on him. Corner, Wilson. Can't find the opening. Good defense out there by Millard. 2:20 left in the quarter. Now the ball is tipped away and a turnover, coast to coast. Martin fakes, left-hand scoop up, won't fall. Rebound Pigington the other way. Here comes Father Tolton. Just about ran out of time on the shot clock the last time before they lost control of the basketball. Apollon. Now we see the man trying to work down low in Pigington. Back out Porter. Runs it down to Apollon. Long step, and he'll be called for traveling on a good defensive play by Millard. Defense is where it's at right now. 8 turnovers now on Father Tolton. That puts James Lee back into the ball game. Got players from other teams running by with white uniforms, and I kind of go, is that one of the players or not?
Just don't know who's going to check in the ball game.
It might be a guy from Chaminade. They'll play here in just a little while. Corner. Shot up on the runner. It won't fall. Rebound. Patowski leaves it out. Martin for the three. It's short. Offensive rebound again. This time comes the way of Monet. Three-pointer corner up. Good.
Mosser
with that
22.
One. I had to keep trying to look for his number. Cross-court pass. Back out to Porter from Fretwell. Now top of the key, Pigington. Down low, Apollon. Couldn't get the catch and the turnover. The 9th now. Running the other way comes Millard. Three-pointer on this side. Mosser good.
25 on the day for Neil Mosser, Jack.
Have a day, young man. Have a day. 49-31, 18-point lead, and it's all Millard right now in the third quarter as it's rolling to an end with about a minute left. Fretwell, shuffle the feet, no call, right-hand side. That's Lee with it. The offense can't move because the defense is really doing the job by Millard trying to get their first win, and two guys really pounding down low. Fretwell's going to get the catch. And a foul on the play and ball out of bounds for Father Tolton.
Foul's going to go against Luke Davis. That'll be his first personal, team second. Grant Urbanek's going to check in for Millard North along with Elijah Gaith.
Gath back in the game, and he's a good one. I like him. Porter, corner, has to hand it back out to the guard and Lee. Works down low, little scoop shot, shot up. It would have counted if it had fallen, but it rolled off the rim, and he'll shoot too, I do believe.
Foul will go against Jacob Martin. That's going to be his first personal, team third of the half here, and that's going to send James Lee to the free throw line here for Father Tolton. 7 points on the day, his first trip to the charity stripe. Comes with 33.5 seconds left in the third quarter, and the first one's good.
Xavier Wilson checks in. Porter sits down.
Jack, I think the nice thing about Millard North this quarter, they've really done a nice job closing in on those double teams on Apollon. He touches the basketball. The next thing you know, he's got 4 hands and 4 feet and 2 heads surrounding him really quick.
Henry Nichols makes his first appearance of the weekend. 6'2 sophomore for Father Tolton also.
Second free throw's up and good. Give him 9.
30 seconds left in the quarter. Martin, front court, leaves it off to Rollins. Long step, back out, Gaff. Works inside. Rollins gets the catch on the reception. Now a three-pointer out front by the new man in Hermanek. And he misses it. The other way comes Wilson. All the way to the bucket, off the window and good. 10 seconds left in the quarter, 49-34, a 15-point game. Martin finds Rollins with pressure. Can't get it to fall. Over the back is Pigington as he puts a hand on him and then tips the ball away, and the official will catch you doing that every time.
For Pigington, it's going to be his third personal, fourth of the half here against Father Tolton. Just 2.5 seconds left to go here. It'll be the Mustangs basketball underneath their own hoop.
Mosser's in. He's going to take the ball out. He can't shoot from there, can he? Tip into Rollins. Ball taken away. Lee, coast to coast, half-court shot at the buzzer, and it's no good. 3 quarters in the book, 49-34 in favor of Millard over Father Tolton. Fourth quarter play-by-play after this.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
Well, my baby does, gives me special love. It's the kind of stuff.
Honey, it's your turn.
I'm on cloud 9.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Millard North leads Father Tolton 49-34 here after 3 quarters. Mustangs shooting 18 of 47 from the field, 11 of 24 from behind the arc based off the hot hand of Neil Mosser. For Father Tolton, 15 of 37 in the third, 3 of 8 from behind the long range. It'll be Millard North basketball to begin the fourth quarter.
Millard North with that big lead of 14 and the basketball. 8 minutes left in regulation here. They're working on the right-hand side. Patowski with it, tries to throw back out front. Gaff has to make a good catch. Patowski, Davis, left side 3. It's no good. Rebound Rollins, and he's got a bunch of them today.
Give him 10.
Down low across the plate is Martin. Martin adds a lot of activity. Strong to the basket. Euro step, no good. Rebound Fretwell the other way for Father Tolton. That's a long 2 steps. Back out top of the key. Fouled out front is Martin on the frustration as he fouls Lee.
For Martin, it'll be his second personal, team fourth of the half against the Mustangs.
Martin a little fired up. Patowski grabs him by the shoulders and says, just relax. Everything's okay. We're up by 14. 7:27 left in regulation here. Wilson with it. Top of the key. Leaves it down low. No, Lee's got it on the corner. Now a 3 out front. Pigington. It won't fall. And the rebound comes off to Rollins. 2 handfuls at least for him today. Martin, corner. Back out, top of the key, long run. Gaff can't get it to fall, gets his own board, turn around, back off the backboard and good. Gaff doesn't give up. The 6'3 guard knows what to do, and the lead now is 51-35, a 16-point lead, and we're under 7 minutes left in the ball game. Pigington out top of the key. Wants to hand off to a guard, now hands off to Porter. The big man spins inside and finds an opening, up and good. Nice move by Porter. And another bucket. Baseball
points.
pass the other way. A dunk will not fall by Patowski as it's partially blocked. Wilson comes the other way. Pull up free throw line. It won't fall. Rebound tipped the other way to Martin. The kids are wanting to have some fun. Martin going to be blocked on the play by Lee. And it will be the help of Patowski to get him up. And Martin will walk to the charity stripe after the aggressive foul by Lee.
It'll be the second foul for James Lee, 5th against the half here for the Trailblazers. And as Jack told you, Jacob Martin heading to the free throw line. 4 points on the afternoon, 2 of 2 from the charity stripe already today as Millard tries to extend their lead. First free throw is up and in. Good for Martin, giving 5 on the morning.
Want to thank Central State Bank, our local sponsor of the corporate sponsorship, doing a great job for you with Kinderhook and Clayton. along with Quincy and Pleasant Hill. CSB123.com for more.
Martin lines up the second one. In and out of the right hand, down through the net is good. Give him 6 points, 4 of 4 from the charity stripe now, as Williams will check back in.
Skyland Williams has had a good game. He'll play the point out front. James will let the ball roll and then pick it up under pressure to Pigington. Left-hand side Porter. Leaves it in the corner to Fretwell. They got the big man down low, but just having trouble finding him. Now they do find another teammate in the corner. Out front, Porter, 3. In, out, back in again, and Porter finds the distance. He made one on a layup, now a 3, and trying to bring his team back. 53-40, 6 minutes left. How much time does Father Tolton have to make the comeback? Let's see if they can pull it off. We've seen some good comebacks in this shootout already. Gath with it, controlling the tempo. 15 on the shot clock. Corner, 3, in and out, no good. Porter had it for a minute, but the rebound went back up, and that'll be a travel. And the men on the floor everywhere. The man called for the travel is a Millard guard. They'll wipe the sweat up from the floor, and we'll get back to live action.
Monet gets called with the turnover there, Jack. Just went up with it, got caught in the midair, and came right back down.
Well, there were some big people in front of him, and that kind of would distract me a little bit. Lee works it left-hand side. Fretwell. It's down low to the big man. Back out to Lee. Little stutter step. Strong in. Scoop shot off the window, no good, but he'll go to the charity stripe as he's going to be fouled on the play, I do believe, by Luke Davis.
Foul will go against Luke Davis, his second personal, team number 5 here against Millard North in the half. James Lee goes back to the free throw line. He's got 9 points on the day, 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. And, Jack, you got to think at this point that Evans Apollin's almost got to get a touch on every offensive possession, and just unless you're just going to start knocking down some long-range shots here as Lee gets the first one, give him 10 on the day.
Porter showed he can put a little bit of a point total together, too, and trying to play it up like big brothers. Fretwell sits down. We see Wilson back in the game. Yesterday, Wilson had a big offensive output also. We haven't seen much from him today.
Still just a 12-point deficit here, and you've got this up-tempo style of play as the second one's good for Lee. That's definitely plenty of time to make a comeback.
5:25 left in regulation. 11-point game, and now we've got a timeout on the court for Millard. 5:23, 53, 42. Millard over Father Tolton. Back after this.
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone.
Another virus was blocked? Are you doing an online quiz?
This one's going to tell me my IQ.
All these quizzes are for is to get your passwords for everything. How do you not know that? How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am? All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for Cars and Strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
Bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
5:23 left in regulation. A 16-point lead has become 11. Millard called the timeout as they're having trouble getting the ball in the backcourt. Millard will get a new 10-second count with 5:23 left. They inbound the ball to Davis. Throw it back to Mosser. Front court, Rollins with a nice athletic catch to Davis. Into the double team. Out of it to Mosser. Cross court now to Williams. Williams inside, tries to throw the ball to Rollins, gets it back, puts a little runner up over the front of the rim, and it's good.
8 points for Skyland Williams.
Williams didn't give up on that one and made it happen. Under 5 minutes left, 55-42. Millard with the lead. Down low. Lee gives up the shot for the three-pointer in the corner. It won't fall for Pigington, and then Pigington's going to foul the man on the other side, and Skyland Williams.
For Pigington, that's going to be his 4th personal foul, 6th of the half here against Father Tolton. Millard North will be in bonus for the remainder of the contest here, as checking back in for the Mustangs is going to be Elijah Gath.
Gath back in because he is really a ball control man. Williams, who got fouled, slow to get up, got the shoe tied. Sitting down is Luke Davis. Having Gath back in will settle things along with Monet and Mosser because they can really take care of the basketball. to get the ball to Gaff. Into the double team, dribbles out of it, works left side, finds the open man, streaking to the basket, but he'll pull back out, and Williams to Gaff. Swings it around, little rocker step into the corner, Rollins. No big man down low. Monet tries to fake, can't get it to fall, and Monet was fouled on the trip to the rim.
Foul's going to go against Xavier Wilson. That'll be his second personal, 7th of the half against Father Tolton. Millard North will be in the bonus for the remainder of the contest. As Camden Monet steps to the free throw line, his first attempts from the charity stripe today. He's got 6 points on the morning. First one's up, bounces off the back of the iron, no good. Chaminade and Curie coming up in our next contest. Slated to start sometime just around noon, I believe. And we'll have that as our game 3 of 9 for you today here on Central Illinois Sports. Monet eyes up the second, off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Porter.
Get you an ice cold Pepsi product and enjoy the game on Central Illinois Sports. Porter to Pigington, hands it back off, top of the key, Wilson. Really got to go when you're down by 13 with 4 minutes, 15 seconds left, and close to a 5 count. Working on the right-hand side still is Wilson. Down low, off the window and good. He knew what his trip was going to be, and he got the 2-pointer.
8 points for Wilson.
11-point game, 4 minutes left in the contest. Streaking down low, the other way is Williams. Now he leaves it off in the corner. Shot no good. And the rebound is caused by a foul, and I think Wilson will be the guilty party.
Wilson's going to pick up the foul, his third personal, team number 8. That is going to put Rollins back at the free throw line. His first attempts of the day. 12 rebounds, 4 points on the day for Derek Rollins. Is checking in here for Father Tolton is Henry Nichols, number 30. I believe that's the first time we've seen him today.
I don't remember Henry before.
Rollins the free throw line. His team up now by 11 with 3:52 left. Off the back of the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Pingington, his third.
Blake Pingington, the 6'5 sophomore, has seen a lot of action in this game today. Has the ball top of the key, working hard to the basket. Bounces back out to Lee. Rocker step, back 3, good. 55-47, timeout on the court for Father Tolton. 3:36 left, and we're back in just a moment.
The Tri-State's favorite halftime performance kicks off Big Game Week, Sunday, February 5th, during the annual Sunday Super Sale at Emerald City Jewelers. For 4 crazy hours, celebrate your love of winning as you score 50% off everything on display. Nobody throws a more exciting kickoff to Big Game Week. The annual Sunday Super Sale, noon to 4 p.m., Sunday, February 5th, exclusively at Emerald City Jewelers, 20th and Main, Quincy.
Rewards checking, I'm not sure if there's a better checking account around.
They have 3 requirements each month, and if they meet those requirements, we will pay them the highest checking account interest rate that we have right now.
At this time, it is a very generous 4.07 APY.
As far as ID Secure goes,
it gives you protection with credit monitoring, cell phone protection.
Prevent identity theft at a reasonable cost.
It's watching out for you.
And every 90 days you get an update on it. So the peace of mind of that's very nice.
Hey, go to QuincyShootout.com for more information about this great event here on Central Illinois Sports. They're getting the sweat wiped up, and we're just about ready for live action again after James Lee hit the tray and brought us a little closer in this one, 55-47, an 8-point game.
Lee's got a quiet 14 points here on the afternoon.
He stuck that one in on the little step back. Millard, front court, Rollins. Gets it back out, top of the key, Williams. Now rolls it over to the man in Moss, who's had a big one today. Gaff beats him on the baseline, and he steps on the sideline, or a foul on the play.
Foul.
Yep, foul on the play.
Foul is going to go against number 13. That is going to be Pingington. And that's going to be Pingington's 5th foul of the day, Jack. He's going to foul out with 2 points and 4 rebounds.
Got his money's worth. Off the bench today was Pingington, and he gave his team some of those valuable minutes. And Paulin back in the game. If that's what it took to put him back in, I'm okay. I want to see the big man back out there on the court.
It'll be team foul number 9 against Father Tolton now as Gath heads to the free throw line. His first attempts from the charity stripe today, 4 points.
Gath yesterday a little bit more active on the offensive side, but really controls the tempo for this Millard team.
Chaminade and Curie coming up. That'll be another fast-paced contest as the first free throw is no good. Here comes Xavier Wilson.
Wilson corner, back out to Lee. Lee thought about it, now back out to Wilson. They need some threes to get back in this one. Apollon trying to set the pick. Back out Lee. Now it puts up a three, gets fouled on the play. Not one, not two, but 3 free throws to be shot by the young man in the 5'10 senior, James Lee from Father Tolton of Columbia, Missouri.
Camden Monet will be whistled as you see it on the Northwestern Mutual play as Monet just gets a little contact there as he was up in the air, and that'll put him to the line here for 3 shots. Will be James Lee. 14 points here for Lee as he misses the first, and it remains a 55-47 ball game. 3:05 left to go, Jack. Still some time here for Father Tolton, but they've got to start making some moves in a hurry.
They were down by 16 or 18, but they've run right back into it. Now they need to make it happen with the clock stopped, and the second one falls off the front of the rim.
That's not going to help the cause now as he gets a little reinforcement there from Mr. Porter. He says, hey, you can knock it down, young man, get it in, and we'll get back in this one. Third free throw is up, and that one is good now. Give Lee 15 on the day.
You still got plenty of time to come out here and watch 7 more games. Come on out, find you a place to park. Rollins, 3 the other way, in and out, no good. Apollon hustles down, gets the defensive board, hands it off to his guard and Lee. Lee quickly into the front court. Open for the 3, he's been tough. Apollon with the catch, contact, shot no good, fouled on the floor. And Apollon really doesn't move when you foul him much, you know?
No, you've got to get a couple of guys, and that's going to be third foul against Camden Monet. 7th foul of the half here against Millard North will send Apollon to the free throw line. His first attempts from the line here today. He's got 8 points to complement 4 rebounds here. The big man for Father Tolton. First free throw is up and good out of the left hand. Give him 9.
He looked good on the line that time. Where would you be without some good basketball to watch on a cold winter day?
Really nice movement out of this guy, Jack. Nice hands, nice footwork. Second one's no good, though, and here comes Millard North.
Do we know anything about where he could be heading down in the future? Gath, front court, finds the man in Moss, who's had a huge offensive output today. Gath gets it top out front. Now to Mosser. Works top of the key. Throws the ball over to Williams. Now works it on the right-hand side. That's to Mosser. Pushed on the play by Porter, no call. Now Williams, corner. Streaking back across is Monet. He'll get to Gath, and Porter says, I will foul him out front. Out by the Big Devil.
It's going to be Isaac Porter's first foul. That's going to be the 10th of the half against the Trailblazers. It'll be double bonus for the remaining 2:14 here for Millard North as Gath's going to go back to the free throw line 0 for 1.
Got it down to 6 points, 55-49, 2:14 left. But these free throws for Gath could spread the margin.
First one's up and good. Give him 5 on the afternoon now.
Beautiful facility here. Blue Devil Gymnasium, great place to broadcast from.
Second one's also up and good. Gath now with 6. He's got 2 of 3 from the free throw line.
And the margin back out to 8 with 2 minutes, 10 seconds left. Don't forget about the shot clock we're using in this shootout. Lee with it, step back 3, can't get it to fall. It hit the front of the rim.
Maybe not the best shot they wanted to take here. Lee, of course, has been a high scorer for the Trailblazers today, Jack, but
everybody was standing around. I thought maybe he made it, and I missed something
we didn't miss anything. It's going to be a foul in the backcourt here against Father Tolton as Monet was shoved to the floor. Foul's going to go against Will Fretwell. It'll be his second personal, and that's going to send Monet back to the line for 2 more. He's got 6 on the morning. 0 of 2 from the free throw lines. He'll try and extend this lead. It is a 57-49 advantage for Millard North with 1:58 left to go. He's a strong kid, Jack. He's been in the weight room. First one's up and good for Monet. He'll have 7 points on the morning now.
Chaminade and Chicago Curry up at noonday today, high noon, for a great matchup between those two. Plenty of time for you to come out, get you a ticket, and watch some of the action.
Second one up off the rim, no good. Rebounded comes down to Apollon. That's his 5th.
Quickly, the way of Wilson. Corner, Porter, spin move. Step back from 18, no good. Flop back down, no good on Rollins' rebound. Rollins has got to be close to 15 on the boards today.
Give him 13.
Wow. Williams gets the ball back, throws it down low. That's Gath on the wing. Trying to foul him is Wilson. No call on the play. Back out to Williams. Williams hands off to Gath, who keeps a hold of the ball. They're going to call an offensive foul on Gath as he must have thrown an elbow that time.
That'll go on Mosser to correct
my
there.
mistake.
That's all right. Neil Mosser, his first personal foul, team 8th. Player control foul will not result in free throws, as we've got a couple of substitutions coming in here and a timeout called by Father Tolton.
Timeout on the court, 58-49, 1:26 left, a 1-minute timeout. Back after this.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Kroc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, Sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
If your job situation is changing because of layoffs or restructuring, you may have to make several decisions. One important decision may be what to do with your retirement plan. Make sure your retirement stays on track. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, can help. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Millard North up by 9 points now over Father Tolton. It's a 58-49 advantage for the Mustangs here, Jack. 1:26 left to go, and Father Tolton's running out of time, but they've got the athletes, they've got the scorers here. They just can't seem to get the ball in the basket.
Well, they got it down to about 5 or 6, but then the spread comes back out again. And, you got to be able to put the ball in the basket. Lee's been able to do it a little bit, but they need somebody else to step it up right now. Wilson with the basketball to Porter, trying to answer from 3 out front, and he finds the mark. 1:15 left, 58-52, 6-point game, full court pressure. Front court, cross court Rollins, brings it back out. Hands the ball to a man who they want to foul, and that man will be Mosser. The coach wanted them to foul Rollins, I think, on the other side. He got active down on the other end. If I could have put my exercise watch on him, I'd have got an extra 50 steps, I think.
Porter will be whistled for the foul. It'll be his second personal. Mosser is going to head back to the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 this morning. 25 points on the day as he has had the hot hand. Give him another point, make it 26.
59-52, a 7-point lead. Now a 3-possession ball game.
Just 1:04 left to go. We'll wrap it up on the the Illini Community Hospital, pregame show. 27 now for Mosser as he makes the second free throw.
We take the break. 60-52. When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies focus on your income. At Northwestern Mutual, we focus on your outcome. That's why we know what it takes to succeed both on your balance sheet and in your life. It takes the right financial partner who looks at where you are now and where you want to go and design a financial plan to take you there so you can achieve the life you're after today and every day after. Focus on your financial outcome with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Sheila Davidsmeyer today. Her office is located at 311 West Washington in Pittsfield, Illinois, or visit SheilaDavidsmeyer.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Winter weather in the Tri-States can be difficult to predict. At KHQA, we have a dedicated, experienced, elite weather team that knows what to look for and how you should prepare no matter what comes your way. KHQA, working for you.
Well, just about ready to wrap this one up. 1:04 left in a 60-52 ball game. Millard North with the lead. And we'll head the way of Father Tolton. Length of the court to go. Here at Blue Devil Gymnasium, historic Blue Devil Gymnasium. Quincy, Illinois, one of the winningest programs all time. On the right side. Lee gets it down to Apollon. Little post move, turn around, little baby hook up and good. And a timeout by Father Tolton. 52.8 seconds left. 60-54 back after this.
You may kiss the bride.
We were a small part of your big day. We were couchside with you for the big game.
Hey everybody, look at me! I'm Superman!
Why does that cape look like my bed sheet? And yeah, we might take partial blame for that day.
Getting ready for the big game? Stop into the liquor booth on Broadway or 12th and Locust. We have the biggest walk-in cooler in town. Visit liquorboothquincy.com.
At Logan Agri-Service, we consider it a badge of honor to be recognized as one of the larger independent suppliers of crop protection chemicals in the Midwest. We've worked hard for years to provide you with the access to the best herbicides, insecticides, and fungicides from top manufacturers because we know without you, our local farmers, we wouldn't be here. When you have questions, call our local experts to discuss what works best for your fields and your situation, or visit us online at loganag.com. Serving agriculture since 1962.
Well, we're under a minute, 60-54, 52.8 seconds left. And it will be Millard basketball. They've got to get it in the basket. Gath with it. Doesn't get fouled yet. Now let's see if Father Tolton wants to foul him, and the man runs right by him. Bouncing down low is Rollins. He'll be fouled on the play by Porter. Rollins should go to the free throw line, I do believe.
Porter's going to get whistled for the foul. That'll be his third personal, and you're correct. Rollins will make his way back to the free throw line. Missed the first two opportunities. He's got 4 points on the day, Jack, but he's got Baker's dozen when it comes in the rebound column, and that counts for a lot for this Millard North team.
O'Pollin waits to check in at the bench. You don't see around him when he's standing there.
First one's up and goes through the net. Give Rollins 5 points as O'Pollin will check back into the basketball game.
Derek Rollins, a 6'4 sophomore, doing what he needs to do for his team. And just think, this kid's got 2 more years left after this. Whew.
Next one coming up here for Rollins as Millard North trying to close this out with 45 seconds. Second one's up and no good. O'Pollin with the board.
Quickly the other way comes Wilson, coast to coast. Cut off there. Got to get something on the board here, young man. He goes to the basket, strong up. Shot blocked, now goes to the corner to Lee. He'll try to work middle, free throw line. Shot up, no good. Rebound fought for, taken off the other way. That's by Gath, and Gath will be fouled on the play after the miss. Wilson will pick up the foul.
Wilson's going to pick up the foul. That's going to be the fourth on Xavier Wilson. And we'll make our way slowly back down to the opposite side here where Gath is going to take 2 more tries at it. 2 of 3 from the charity stripe today. 6 points on the day for the 6'3 junior Elijah Gath. Chaminade and Curie coming up. That's going to be one. You're going to have to keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes off your phone and on the TV because that one's going to be fast-paced and a lot of fun as Gath gets the first to give him 7 on the day. Second free throw up and good. 8 points now for Gath. 4 of 6 from the charity stripe.
We better get Charlie Hull loosened up. And what a pick Porter just set on the man. Ooh. He went down to Pollard with the rebound. Back up and good for the 3 for James Lee. 12, 11, 10, 63, 57. Is that right?
I believe that's correct.
With 10 seconds left and a foul on the play, we'll go the other side. Skyland Williams says to the referee, by the way, did you happen to see that semi that hit me just a minute ago? Whew. That was a pick.
That was a
Porter, that was a Porter pick.
Pick with a capital P as Lee gets whistled for the foul. It's going to be his third personal. Gath will go back to the free throw line for 2 more tries here. No good as he still sits on 8 points here.
Thing is, 3-possession ball game if he makes the next one, and that will just about seal the deal.
Second one is up and good. 9 points on the day for Elijah Gath.
Other way, quickly, comes Wilson. Step back 3. It's good. 5 seconds left. 64-60, but the time will run out, and that'll be our final. Millard of Nebraska wins it 64-60 over Father Tolton. We have reached the Illini Community Hospital Blessing Health Systems post-game show. Stay tuned. Final stats come your way after these.
Once or twice a year, I might get the cold or a flu, and my wife calls it the man flu. So you know what that is.
Yeah.
What do I love about our team? We have a good chemistry. We all work together.
I mean, come on. I've got the best job in the world. Sometimes they say, oh, I like to do handstands.
Yeah, I taught Brian how to do the handstand. That's all right.
And every day, I mean, it's a fun day.
Yeah, it definitely makes me proud to be here.
From our humble beginnings in 1890 to the billion-dollar company we are today, Titan continues to grow as a global leader in the production of agriculture and off-the-road tires and wheels. We're always on the lookout for hard-working people to join our team. Competitive wages, excellent benefits, growth potential. Move forward with Titan. Titan moves the world. Visit TitanQuincyJobs.com.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Well, my baby does gives me special love. It's the kind of stuff.
Honey, it's your turn.
I'm on cloud 9.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Welcome back on the post-game show presented by Illini Community Hospital, member of Blessing Health System. 64-60, Father Tolton falls to Millard North in this contest, and a game that Tolton made a big comeback. They were down by 17 points in this game, made it close at the end, but Millard North did the things they needed to do to secure this one down the stretch.
A lot of nice ball movement, a lot of nice shooting off of offensive execution here today for the Mustangs. They win 64-60. Shot 20 of 57 from the field, did Millard North. 11 of 28 from behind the arc. 15 of 23 from the charity stripe, and we'll tell you why that's important when we get to Father Tolton's stats. Scoring breakdown for the Mustangs. Skyland Williams finished with 8 points. Jacob Martin with 6. Elijah Gath with 9. Neil Mosser, the high scorer of the day, with 27 points. Camden Monet finished with 7. Derek Rollins finished with 5 points and 13 rebounds, and Paxton Pitkowski finished with 2 points. On the flip side, for the Father Tolton Trailblazers, they shot 23 of 56 from the field, 8 of 18 from the long-range arc, and 6 of 9 from the free throw line, Charlie. So free throws made the difference, along with some hot shooting from behind the arc for the Mustangs here today, as they were able to get to the free throw line just a lot more than Father Tolton. Scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers, James Lee finished with 18 points. Xavier Wilson with 11. He also chipped in with 9 rebounds. Blake Payton finished with 2 points, and 4 rebounds. Evans Apollon finished with 11 points and 7 rebounds. Will Fretwell chipped in with 2. Isaac Porter with 16, and that breaks down the 60 points for the Father Tolton Trailblazers.
Well, Brian, it's time to name our player of the game, and you talk about a kid having a hot hand of this one as our player of the game is brought to you by Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor. He understands that financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, parents, and mentors. That's why Derek Harris is a proud sponsor of the player of the game on Central Illinois Sports. And talk about Neil Mosser's day. Man, he can really shoot the rock.
Boy, oh boy, he was really stroking things early here this morning. You know, Charlie, we've seen some nice shooting out of these teams early in the morning. We were worried about how the early morning starts would affect some of these guys, but both teams have had some hot hands to get things going early, and we're going to see some more hot hands as we've got Chaminade and Curie getting ready to warm up.
Chaminade and Curie, a little break here on Central Illinois Sports. We hope you'll join us then from the 2023 Quincy Shootout.